Alright, now you have a person who can only really half kind of respond, but alright, where are we at?
Well, first I've got to get you on the right screen.
Alright, let me check something.
Okay.
And I am running off battery, so
Okay, well,
we got about another 10 or so minutes.
okay, well, let's try and wrap this up if we can't then. That's like, trying to wrap this up quickly before James loses battery power. But no, here's the wrap up of the Android tablets versus the iPad. Right now, every Android tablet out there, I'm a fan of Android, but help if I switch to the right feed, damn it. Okay, try to wrap this up. Right now, every Android tablet out there, I'm sorry, the ones that are available for purchase right now, they're cheap. They're a lot cheaper than the iPad, but they're a joke. Don't buy them. I love Android. Don't buy them. They're a waste of money. They're averaging around $100. Some of them are $200, but you're literally getting what you paid for. You're getting a device that's underpowered. They're ranging between 500 megahertz and 900 megahertz. None of them are gigahertz.
Yeah.
The other thing is they're all using the old ARM processors, which because of the way that processor works, even if you upgrade that device to Android 2.2, it will never run Flash. Ever. It won't do it. It cannot do that type of computing, which means the device is just artificially handicapped, it's artificially limited, it's not worth buying. These are people who are trying to push out cheap iPad knockoffs to basically say, oh, this is a fourth the price of an iPad, buy it. And it's like, you're literally wasting money buying that device. The ones using the Snapdragon and the Tegra, which is the dual-core version of the same architecture, and Snapdragon's working on a dual-core version, but I don't think that's going to be out this holiday season. They're slated to have a price between 60 and 90% of the iPad. And they're literally going to be twice the system, which means for a little bit money less. For a little money less, you're getting twice the system. You're getting the openness of Android and everything that goes with that. You're getting more multitasking. Most of the devices, the price varies. The ones that are closer to 90% the iPad, they're not only twice the system in specs, but they have things like built-in HDMI out. Sometimes it's through a proprietary thing, but it's full 1080 support on this thing, so you can just take it over to your friend's house, plug it under their HD TV, and stream your stuff on a 1080 rather than gathering everyone around the 10-inch screen. A lot of them have, some of them have USB ports. The difference between the 60% one and the 90% one is rather the manufacturer went back and did the retweaks, like adding their own keyboard and other things like that. And at the end of the day, I honestly recommend wait. If you're planning to buy this device this year, wait till Thanksgiving. Do your assessment the week of Thanksgiving. And that's the point at which look at the Androids that have come out and look at that, and then decide which one you want.
I would love to see a Nexus 1 tablet.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Honestly, the two I like. I forget what the other one is.
But I mean, like, the reason Google said that they made the Nexus 1 is to kind of supercharge the Android ecosystem to make better and better phones. Since now companies wouldn't have an excuse to make a bad phone. So they could do that with the tablet, and they could do that with the tablet ecosystem too.
You know, honestly, what I would love to see is an OEM that has quality of standards that doesn't get that is willing to also be open. I mean, you could argue that in some cases Apple has quality of standard, but it has a pretty steep price tag attached to it. And I'm not talking about the $ price tag, which is in and of itself pretty steep. I'm talking about the Apple lock-in price tag. I would much rather an OEM compete on having a better product rather than trying to figure out how to build a better mousetrap that I can't get out of. Because if you build the best product and you focus on keeping it the best product, I have news for you. You don't need to build a mousetrap to make this user come back to you. They will come back to you because you built the better product. It's like, I know it's a crazy concept that seems to have been completely forgotten, but it really is true. People will go where the best product is. If you start playing these games to lock them in, sometimes they'll leave just to get out of that lock-in circle. So it's the other thing to really look at here, especially if you're looking at Sun, is I know right now, especially on the tablet side, iOS is winning. I don't see that being the long-term case. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, it took a few years, but in half the time it took Apple to get to the sales rate they have, Android surpassed it. And they have many support and everything else. Honestly, I see Android doing the same thing in this tablet arena, tablet/slate arena. With the exception of HP, they have every other OEM on board with them. So it's okay. I guess he lost power. It's unfortunate when that happens, folks. As you can tell, apart from James being somewhere else, and Leo having to pop out real quick. Oh, there he comes back. You back?
Skype crashing, man. I don't know why.
Okay.
I know why. It's because my internet keeps going out because I'm on the school internet. So.
Ah, yes. It's like my honest assessment is it's not going to take long for Android to, and because Android's already taken iOS in the mobile market, I really don't see it being long before the Android platform overtakes the Slate market. I just don't see Apple holding on to the Slate market as well as they did the phone market. They held on to the phone market largely because they ran unopposed for a year, and because nobody really had any faith in Android. It took a while for Android to earn people's faith and trust. I see it overtaking. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if by next Christmas, Android tablets are outselling iPads, even with iPad 2 coming out next year. Do you really think that's an unreasonable expectation? I mean, we're seeing that the system's coming out 6 months after twice the system, and everything that all the innovation that goes with Android that Apple seems to not want on the iOS platform.
Okay, I don't think it's totally crazy, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that happening, and I would love to be proved wrong, but I don't see it happening. I just don't think that there's enough of a market for tablets, and I think that the reason that so many people bought tablets is because, it's just because it was an Apple thing, and it's so all the hype and revolutionary stuff about it, and people actually don't really, the general population actually doesn't really care that much about tablets.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to tell you why. The reason I see these tablet devices taking off, even though our generation missed the boat, is because I have cousins that are still in school. And one of the trends that's happening, I don't know if this is happening at your level, they start this stuff from the bottom up, but there's a lot of schools that are getting rid of traditional textbooks.
Oh yeah.
And they're going all ebook. And the thing I
but
see,
I don't think that's going to happen that quickly.
well, no. But honestly, I see in the next sometime in the next 5 years, it wouldn't surprise me if the grade school required stuff in the U.S. is some type of slate computer to carry the textbooks. And I want to see Android catch up and be in a place to convince the school districts that they should leave that choice open rather than mandating grade schoolers buy iPads.
Yeah. No, I can't wait for. I mean, I know that's going to happen sometime, but I don't know about that quickly. I don't know. Schools aren't. I mean, schools, as far as I know, aren't that quick to innovate. It's
Well, no, I didn't say they'd be that quick to innovate. But here's the thing: if an Android tablet that fills that niche well, in about 3 years winds up being about $150, it's not unreasonable to ask a family to buy that for their kid to use for their academic career. For 3 to 6 years, as opposed to going and buying 50 rule tablets, 50-cent backpacks. And I see the schools liking that because then they go, nobody gets backpacks, nobody goes to lockers from the security standpoint because they're paranoid of all these backpacks having stuff that they didn't catch and everything else.
Well, people are still going to carry backpacks.
Oh no! Here's what I see the public schools of the future being. You are allowed. The only thing you are allowed is a pen, a pencil, and your slate. You're not allowed a backpack because you can be concealing stuff in it. It's not. Then no lockers, no science.
What would the pen and pencil be for?
The pad and pencil would be so that you can take a traditional printout test because we all know every student cheats.
Oh, you said pad and pencil.
Yes.
You said pen and pencil.
Yes.
A pad and pencil, okay.
Yeah, well, I said pen too, because there's going to be some teachers going, you must be in pen. That's like, but that'll be the 3 things you carry. That's like, you don't need paper, we'll provide the paper. It's like, because there's only one when you're taking a test. I'm sorry,
It's reasonable, but I don't know if that does happen. That may take a very long time, but it does sound reasonable.
It's a matter of when, not if. The key factor there is that the slate has to get cheap enough that it's not an undue hardship on mom and dad to buy it. Because I don't see the schools buying them as bankrupt as they are, but I see them. You'd be surprised the number of things school districts say, Mom and Dad, you have to spend your hard-earned money on this.
Hey, we're hitting pretty dangerously low.
Well, yeah, it's like there's. Guys, we're going to go ahead and end the show here because there's one thing I want to discuss with James before it's on. We had other stuff to go into, but we'll go into it next week. Peace out all, and see y'all on This Week in Linux.